Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. We're nearly at the end of this Grade 3 Music Theory and Practice workbook. And there are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. I make frequent reference to these. They're available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. If it is that you're working to actually taking this exam, I've written a book, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare in the run-up to your exam, and also how to best make use of the time when you're actually sitting in the exam room with your exam paper before you. So if you go to sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab, and subscribe to my channel. I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying working through theory and hope that you're enjoying it too. So stay updated with what's coming next. And so let's press on. We're working through the general exercises and we're on the third general exercise at the back of the book. So if you turn to page 39, we're on exercise 3. So I've suggested that you use each of these exercises as a revision tool and make sure that you look up anything that you don't know, because this is touching on material from grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3, so it's touching on quite a lot of material, and it'll help you to bring to mind anything that you might have perhaps forgotten whilst we've been working on other things. And so I suggest I'm going to give you where to look for each of these answers, and then if you press pause and just work through this paper in your own time, and then when you've had a good crack at this and you've looked up where you need to and found all of the answers as best you can, we'll work through these together and just check over what you've done. It doesn't matter if you've gone wrong. We're only ever writing in pencil. You'll have an eraser to hand, and it's always better to learn by your mistakes. So I'll tell you where to look, and then I shall leave you to it for a little bit. So the first question 1, add a time signature. This refers to what you will find in grade 2, section B. Describing the time. Now this is more of grade 3, section E. Naming the keys is grade 3, section F. Drawing a circle around notes that form the tonic triad. That first information is found in grade 1, section O, and then you reapply that to the information you've just answered. Which is the highest note and what bar? Well, that first occurs where we learn about the clefs in grade 1, section D, or it could be E, depending which clef you're looking at. What do you notice about the rhythms in these particular bars? That's just a matter of looking carefully and making comment on what you see. Now, all of these performance directions can be found in a mixture of grade 1, Q, grade 2, I, and grade 3, L. And that just leaves us this last question where we're asked to rewrite notes in half the value. And so we first come across this in grade 2, section B. So that's where you need to go to answer each of these questions. So have a go and then come back into the video and we'll work through these together. So I'm hoping you've had a go of that. So let's work through the answers now. So add a time signature where it's required. So the time signature will always go here. It's always clef, key signature, time signature. And before we can fully do the time signature, we need to choose our bottom number. And to me, that obviously speaks that we're counting in minim beats or half notes, and we've got 1, 2, 3 half notes or 3 minim beats per bar. That first bar is the easiest and most obvious one to work it out from, and it's obviously 3, 2. Once we've figured out that bottom number, the rest becomes easy. Describe this time signature as simple or compound. Well, we can first of all say that it's simple time because we can see at a glance, it's grouped in twos, so it's simple. And then its top number is 3. We've got 3 beats in a bar, so it's simple triple time. Name the key in bars 1 to 3. So our first port of call is here. We've got a key signature of B flats, which we might think is F major. However, we now need to glance through at any other clues, and here we've got another clue, and we can't have a key signature of flats and sharps, and so this sharp can only be explained as a raised 7th. And if C sharp is the 7th, then D is the 8th, and D minor shares the same key signature as F major, and so therefore we know we're correct. So the key is D minor. So draw a circle around 3 notes next to each other that form the tonic triad. Now in grade 1 we knew that the tonic triad is the 1st, the 3rd and the 5th, and so in D minor we've got a D, an F and an A, 1, 3, 5, and that's what we're looking for. And straight away in that first bar, there's our tonic triad. So if you'd got the wrong key here in section C, you would kind of know that you'd gone wrong because you wouldn't be able to find this answer, and so you'd know something had gone wrong here. Which is the highest note and what bar does that occur in? So we're in the treble clef and we need to read into these ledger lines, and that's the highest note, and so we can work that out from either a common a note that we know more commonly, F, G, A, B, but then of course it's B flat. Alternatively, you can count down an octave and work it out that way, but don't forget your key signature. So it's a B flat and it's in bar 3. So we've just got to do a little bit of observation now. What do you notice about the rhythms in bars 3, 4, 5 and 6? So 3 is 1, a crotchet quavers, crotchet minim. Crotchet quavers, crotchet minim. Yeah, they're all the same. At a glance you can say the rhythms are the same. The rhythms are the same. Okay, now all of these performance directions and Italian terms are a mixture of all of these grades. So allegro we dealt with in grade 1, which means quickly or fast. So I'll say quickly. Maestoso means majestic. There's your linking word, which is and. Largamente literally means broadly. That's quite a list of definitions there. So the composer's telling us precisely the subtleties that he's after. Mark is short for marcato, which if you think like marked is an easy way of remembering it, it's kind of an emphatic or accented. These signs above the notes, I think you came across those in grade 2. We sometimes refer to those as tenuto markings, and they mean that the notes are detached but still full value. So it's not staccato, not like spiky, and kind of there's an extra pressure to them, but not enough to be accented. So it's sort of played with an extra pressure, sort of an added pressure. Shall I do that again? I couldn't think of my words. Added pressure. Again, he's very particular in the way he wants all of these notes articulated. That's an accent marking, we came across that in grade 1. Now here we need to be careful, is that a tie or a slur? So look how it's applied over the last 2 minims. It's joining note head to note head of exactly the same pitch. So it's a tie. A slur would be a big umbrella, meaning to play it smoothly, or like here, from a different note to a different note. So it's a tie. So tie the note values. That's the word they're after, really. And then rewrite bars 1 to 3 so that the notes are half as long. Remember to add the new time signature. We first came across this in grade 2. At the moment, we've chosen 3-2 as our time signature, 3 minims or 3 half notes. The top number must remain the same, so we want 3, but this time, because we're halving it, we're going from the unit of minim beats or half note beats to crotchets or quarter note beats. So our bottom number will now be 4 because we're counting in quarter notes or crotchet beats. And so we just need to add some bar lines. Oh, where am I? There we go. And I'll just try and keep it in line. We're only doing 3 bars, so it's not desperately critical, but they've spread that over the whole of the first line, and so I shall do likewise. And then I'm just going to get the note heads in and just think about those, so I won't worry about anything else. And we're going half volume, so these will still be coloured in note heads. Let's just get those in and then we'll do the thinking about it afterwards. This is a minim or a half note, and so that will become a crotchet. Just do that so you can see. Carry on with these note heads. I'm not thinking about anything apart from the minims at the moment though. So this last note will also be a crotchet or a quarter note because we've gone half volume. And so now adding the stems is where we're going to have to just think. So we've got a 1 beat, a 1 crotchet beat or quarter note, the same. Now at the moment that's a quarter with halves until here. And so we've got a quarter note and eighth note, sorry, half a beat. There's a 1 beat, a crotchet. And so you've got to be careful how you group these, because we're now going quaver, semi, semi, and then all of these will become semi-quavers now as we've reduced the note value. Use a ruler. And again, that will be the same scenario. They're going to become semi-quavers or 16th notes. That's going to become a quaver or an 8th note. So we need to reflect that in our groupings, because we have to group in units of 1 beat. Oh, I've missed a note there. Oh dear me, that's not very good. There we go. That now works out. And then those two will become semis because we've gone semi, semi, quaver, quaver. So we've gone 16th, 16th, 8th note now to reduce those, and then this one's a quarter note or a crotchet, so that can just have a stem. There we go. It's probably easier to do than it is to explain actually. There we go. So that's what your final exercise should look like. I hope that's been helpful to you. I'm really enjoying working through this. I hope that you are too. I hope it's beneficial to you the way I'm working through this. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab, and subscribe to my channel. There's loads more to come. Please do go to sharonbill.com. There's lots of resource to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.